All right, all you content creator slash side hustling business owners. Here we are on Teachers Pay Teachers, and we are going to set up our store. And in order to do that, once you're on the Teachers Pay Teachers website, it should look like this. Once you're logged in, your natural instinct is probably to click here where it says your account, my purchases, blah, blah, blah. But that's actually your buyer's account, if that makes sense. You actually want to go to this little store icon here, click on that, and go down to your dashboard. Now, once you're on your dashboard, you're going to see your information, your sales, all that kind of stuff. We have no products, so that's not going to be populated yet. And we're not going to go add a product until we set up our store. And in order to do that, you actually have to go over to this little thing here and click Edit Profile. Now what you're going to see is you're going to see the basic layout and setup of your store profile. Keep in mind this is for your store profile and not necessarily your buying profile. So we are going to go ahead and type in our information. We are going to add a photo, so stand by. All right, so over here on the left-hand sidebar, you can see all the different things, your payment methods, address, profile, account basics. Now what I've discovered is a lot of this is also tied to your buyer profile as well. So we're just going to stick to the store stuff from what I know. I don't need to set any away status because I'm here, I'm live. Manage my VAs or your virtual assistants. And your virtual assistants are pretty much anybody who has access to teacherspayteachers.com who you have assigned to be sort of a manager for your account. And you can invite, you can tell Teachers Pay Teachers what they can do on your page. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to go down to payout method. And this is where it gets interesting because you have different payment options as far as receiving money, right? So once you start getting a minimum balance or whatever, and they start paying you out, it says here within 21 days, they're going to give you these options to do that. So you can either do a direct deposit, Venmo, or PayPal. My preferred method would probably be direct deposit, but if I had to go through PayPal, PayPal would be my option because I do have my business set up to accept payments through PayPal. The issue with PayPal is that I'm not sure how they're going to associate this, if PayPal is going to deduct a fee for using them as a transaction fee because it is a business account. So that's something I'm going to look into. Most likely I will do a direct deposit, but you can learn more here. Now, in order to get set up with payouts, you have to go through this process apparently. So you make sure your address is good, and then you have to generate a Teachers Pay Teachers key, which I'm assuming you tie into whatever this hyper wallet is. And this made me a little curious because why am I having to go through a hyper wallet or wallet if they're going to be paying me out to PayPal, Venmo, or direct deposit? So I did a little research on hyper wallet, and it turns out hyper wallet is a PayPal service, just like Venmo. So PayPal, Venmo, and hyper wallet, they're all tied together. It's just the way that they've branched off. So you might want to read through what hyperwallet is before you go any further. If you're not comfortable with their terms of service and their privacy policies, you can make your decision at that point. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up later, and I may do a video on that depending on how much secret information I have to give. And then further on, your sales and earnings, it processes reports. Apparently I had created an account tied to this particular email in 2024, at the end of 2024, and never did anything with it. So that's why it's claiming that there's an earnings statements there. And then the sales tax setting. So depending on what state you're in, you may or may not want to collect taxes, which you can manage through here. Because this is a digital product and I am paying taxes for the business and not per transaction, I'm not even going to worry about setting this up right now. Really, that's all there is to setting up your store. I mean, you've got your icon, you've got your store name, which is probably the most important. Like anything else, make sure your store name is something that's going to be tied to you throughout your branding across all the platforms. So if you've got stuff on KDP, try and make sure that you're discoverable with that same pen name, author name, creator name, brand name, whatever. If you're doing a personal brand and you want to use your name, your personal name, you can do that. That is an option. That is in fact the default. Just make sure that you try and do that across your platforms. So like Etsy, Pinterest, wherever you're selling. So in the next video, we're going to try and add products. I hope you stick around for that. I'm going to try and put a video somewhere on the screen that ties into the next video in the series. Otherwise, check the description for the playlist link, and make sure you're leaving comments so that I know where you're at in your journey. And if you have any questions, maybe I can help you, or somebody else in the community can respond and help you out as well. So as always, if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.